You're sleepwalking. Right now, your eyes are open. Your heart is beating. You are reading these words, but you are not awake. You have not been awake for years. Maybe never. You're living on autopilot, a program running in the background of your mind, making decisions before you even know a decision was needed, driving the same routes, having the same conversations, feeling the same frustrations, waking, working, eating, scrolling, sleeping, repeating. Not because you choose to, because the program does not know how to do anything else. Pattern interrupt. You are not living your life. You're watching a rerun of someone else's. The autopilot is efficient. It conserves energy. It keeps you safe. It makes sure you do not have to think about the small things so you can save your attention for what matters. That is the theory. But here is what happened. The autopilot took over everything, and you stopped paying attention altogether. You do not taste your food. You chew and swallow while staring at a screen. You do not listen to your children. You nod while composing a response in your head. You do not feel the sun on your skin. You're too busy documenting it for people who are not there. You do not notice the silence. You fill it before it has a chance to speak. This is not living. This is a simulation of living, performed by a version of you that is running on low power mode while the real you sits dormant, waiting for you to grab the wheel. Pattern interrupt. The real you is not the one scrolling. The real you is the one who is tired of scrolling. Let me show you how the autopilot was installed. It started small. A routine here. A habit there. The brain is a pattern matching machine. It loves efficiency. It will automate anything it can. That is not the problem. The problem is that you stopped checking in. You stopped asking, is this still serving me? Does this still align with who I want to be? You assumed that because you were moving, you were progressing. But movement is not progress. A hamster in a wheel is moving. The wheel is spinning. The hamster is exhausted. And it is exactly where it started. You have been running on a wheel, and you are tired. Not because you have done too much, because you have done the same thing too many times. The same thoughts, the same reactions, the same limited version of yourself, performed so many times that you forgot it was a performance. Napoleon Hill wrote about the importance of a definite major purpose, a burning obsession that pulls you forward. But you cannot have a definite purpose if you're on autopilot. The autopilot does not have purposes. It has patterns. It does not ask where you are going. It only asks what comes next. And what comes next is always the same. More of what came before. The autopilot is not evil. It is trying to protect you. It believes that the known is safe and the unknown is dangerous. So it keeps you in the known. The same job, the same relationships, the same beliefs, the same limits, even when the known is making you miserable, because misery is familiar, and familiar feels safe. But safe is not the same as alive. You feel it in the quiet moments, when the distractions fade and the autopilot stutters. A whisper, a pull, a sense that something is missing, that you are missing, that the person you have become is not the person you were meant to be. That whisper is not depression. That whisper is the real you, knocking, asking to be let back in. Pattern interrupt. You're not lost. You're just not home. Here is the hidden truth about autopilot. It is not a machine you are trapped in. It is a machine you are running. And you can stop running it, not by fighting it, by noticing it. The moment you notice the autopilot, you're no longer on it. Awareness is the off switch. Not permanent, but real. Each moment of awareness is a moment of freedom. And freedom, practiced, becomes a new default. The first step is not to change anything. The first step is to see. Today, you will do one thing differently. Not a big thing, a small thing. You will drive a different route to work. You will eat without a screen. You will sit in silence for 5 minutes. You will listen to someone without planning your response. You're not trying to optimize anything. You're trying to wake up, to remind your brain that there is more than one way, to prove that the autopilot is not the only option. The autopilot will resist. It will tell you this is inefficient, that you are wasting time, that the old way is better. Do not listen. The autopilot is not trying to help you. It is trying to survive, and it can only survive if you stay asleep. Stay awake, even when it is uncomfortable, especially when it is uncomfortable, because the discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. The discomfort is a sign that something is changing, that the real you is stirring, that the autopilot is losing its grip. What is the real you want? Not the autopilot answer. Not the answer you give when someone asks what you want and you rattle off a script. The real answer. The one you are afraid to say because saying it would mean you have to change. Say it anyway, to yourself, in the silence, in the moment before the autopilot fills the space with noise. I want to leave this job. I want to end this relationship. I want to move to that city. I want to start that thing I've been dreaming about for years. I want to be someone else, not someone better, someone truer. The autopilot will tell you these desires are impractical, impossible, irresponsible. The autopilot is lying. The autopilot is not a truth teller. The autopilot is a fear teller. It tells you what you are afraid of, not what is true. The truth is that you have one life. One, not a dress rehearsal, not a practice round. One, and you're spending it on autopilot, watching the years pass, watching the person you could have become fade into the distance while you wave from the wheel. You do not have to wave. You can jump off the wheel, not with a plan, with a step. One step in new direction, one moment of awareness, one choice to do something different. The step will be small, imperfect, probably awkward. That is fine. The step is not about the destination. The step is about the direction. The step is about proving to yourself that you're not trapped, that you can choose, that the autopilot is not your master. Take the step today, not tomorrow, not when you are ready. You will never be ready. Readiness is a myth sold by the autopilot to keep you exactly where you are. Take the step now. The life you are waiting for is not in the future. It is in the present. But you cannot see it because you're not present. You are running a program, and the program is blind. Stop running. Look around, not with your eyes, with your awareness. See where you are. See what you're doing. See who you are with. See what you are feeling. This is not a vacation from reality. This is reality. The only reality you will ever have. And it is happening right now, without you. Wake up, not because you should, because you're tired of sleeping, because the dream has gone on long enough, because the real you is tired of waiting. Wake up, take the wheel, drive somewhere you have never been, not geographically, existentially. Become someone new, not tomorrow, today, in this moment, by choosing to see, to feel, to be present. The autopilot will try to pull you back. It will whisper that this is silly, that nothing is changing, that you will forget this video by tomorrow. Do not forget. Remember, every time you catch yourself scrolling when you could be living, every time you reach for the distraction instead of the moment, every time you feel the hum of the machine and know, somewhere deep, that you are not the one driving. Remember, and choose again, and again, and again, not because you are perfect, because you are awake. And the awake cannot go back to sleep without knowing they are choosing to. Stop choosing sleep. Wake up now.